And welcome to our Grammar and Punctuation Week. This particular lecture is a little bit about punctuation, mostly commas and capitalization. Well, you may think that punctuation doesn't matter much in modern business writing, but you'd be wrong. A missing comma can make the most elegant sentence incomprehensible, such as, "Let's eat grandma?" No. Let's eat grandma. That comma makes a big difference. Let's look at commas in lists. They make the sentence so much more understandable. Now, if you only have two items connected with an and, you don't use a comma. I work with accounts payable and accounts receivable. No comma. But when you have three or more, you need commas. Such as we need to create a schedule, assign staff, and set the dates. Comma after schedule, comma after staff, and then that's it, and a period at the end. Another thing, a rather important general rule, is put a comma after anything that precedes. To precede means to come before the subject in a main clause. So here are three examples. First one, due to non-payment, your policy has been canceled. The main clause is your policy has been canceled, and the stuff that comes in front it's a noun phrase, and it simply says due to non-payment. It's not a clause, it's just a phrase, but you still put a comma in front of the subject of the main clause. The second one, because you didn't pay, comma, we canceled your policy. Well, here you know that because you did not pay is a subordinate clause, and the main clause is we canceled your policy, and the subject is we, and you put a comma in front of that, or after the subordinate clause, you can also say. And here's the third example, because of a missing payment, comma, you may lose your coverage. Well, because of a missing payment is not a clause. Because you didn't pay is a clause because it has a subject you, but because of a missing payment is just a phrase. You put a comma after it, and that comes in front of the subject of the main clause. Pretty easy, right? It's a pretty general rule, works almost all the time. Let's look at a couple of things about capitalization. English doesn't capitalize many things, unlike many other languages, German in particular, but there are a few rules. First of all, you capitalize the first letter of the word after a period, a question mark, or even an exclamation mark, but you don't use those much in business writing. So here are two examples. I received your report, period. Thank you, period. Or, have you finished the report, question mark. I need it ASAP. And you remember that ASAP means as soon as possible. The second thing is to capitalize the names of companies, organizations, and countries. Companies such as Microsoft, Allergen, organizations such as United Nations, University of California, or countries like the United States. Remember the, we always have the United States, China, Iran, etc., always capitalized. Or organizations such as NAFTA, which means the North American Trade Association, USA, which means United States of America, and EU, which is the European Union. Lastly, let's look at the beginning and ending of business letters and what kind of punctuation we use. Well, for the openings, there are two accepted ways to begin a business letter, with a comma after the salutation or with a colon. So you can either say, Dear Professor Jones, comma, or Professor Jones, colon. The latter, it sounds a little more formal than the former. So Professor Jones, colon, is colder and more formal than Dear Professor Jones. You would normally use a closing followed by a comma, and here are a few normal ones in business writing. Things like sincerely, comma, cordially, comma, thanks again, comma, respectfully, comma. You skip a few lines after that and then enter your name. And last of all, in conclusion, Make sure you don't get caught up in the American too casual mode and end your business letter with "Love Gia" or "Hugs." That's only for family and friends.